Hello, this is Åsa with a new process video. I'll start with apologizing for being out of focus, but stay with me, it will get better in a little while. Today I'm working with two photos, and they are some of the few bathing and sunshiny warm weather photos that I have from this summer. And it's two photos of my daughter. I guess it's only me as a mother and the photographer that can see the difference in these two, but I really wanted to have both, even though they are really alike. It's my daughter, and she's having her tiger bath robe, and she's having I think it's strawberries and she's frozen cheesecake after bath in the garden. We have one of these, inflatable kiddie pools in the garden during the summers, and since this was a hot day, we had both kids in the pool, more in the pool than out of the pool, and it was fun that I took the opportunity to bathe when it was possible. Most of the summer we had lousy weather, and you didn't want to get more wet than you got from the rain, so this is a rare occasion, at least for this summer. And I'm working with older paper from my summer stash, and I keep my summer photos in a special container, and I had a couple of Bow Bunny papers left from last year that I wanted to use up before they got too old, and I thought this was a really nice occasion because she has this deep orange robe on her. I wanted to go with the orange theme, and I'm even using a leftover piece from last layout that I narrated, the one with the barbecue theme, when I sprayed with the dilution ink to get this deep yellow-orange paper. So now I'm taking out the die cuts that I want to use. It's the strawberry, it's the ice cream, and it's those lanterns and banners. And I'm having a branding strip from authentic paper that I wanted to use. It's butter sun and sunshine, and just perfect for this occasion. I also have a couple of those Viewmaster reels that I had cut out with the circle punch, and I wanted to use those as well. So this is basically the stuff that I'll be using on this page. And now I'm figuring out that I wanted to use this blue-greenish kind of paper instead to make those Bow Bunny embellishments stand less out on the page, because they were really odd together with the orange when I didn't have anything more in that teal color. So this will be the foundation. Now I'm just so that you get to see the page a bit more, I try to place them on a couple of differently colored papers, because it had roughly the same color as my work surface. I just love that craft mat from Heidi Swap. It's a purchase that I have not been regretting whatsoever. I love it. The only thing that I realize that's bad with it's a bit sticky. So when I'm writing, for example, I need to have the paper behind or under the piece that I'm writing on, because otherwise my hand gets stuck in the mat, and my handwriting doesn't flow like I want it to. And also, if I have the residues when you use an eraser, or when you have really tiny pieces of something, they are hard to just swipe off the work surface. You almost always need to use a wet wipe or something like that, because if you just try to brush them off the work surface, they stick. And sometimes I feel that's inconvenient, but the work surface as a whole, I think it's perfect. I love it, and I try to be very careful with it, and stuff that I never cut on it, and I try to avoid using those really permanent inks and colors on it. But most watercolors, for example, I can mix them on the work surface, and I love that. I can mix gelatos, for example, on the work surface, and it comes off really well. I always clean it with wet wipes all the time, because I want it clean and shiny and fresh. So that's the first thing I always do when I start scrapbooking. I clean my work surface so that it's clean and it has no dust or residues from my previous projects on it. This is a layering madness. I'm using Project Life cards from my stash in colors, in yellow colors, and I'm using 6x6 papers from my stash, and those hibiscus papers are from one of those nautical themed paper packs that I had, and I'm just gathering up bits and pieces that have the right colors. The largest piece, that orange, is from the Bo Bunny collection that I'm working with now, and which also has those cutouts, the ice cream, the strawberry, and the lanterns that I'll be using as my main focal embellishments. So this is just me piecing together everything and overlapping and just layering the different things that I want to have. I'll be placing this photo block to the right on the page, and right up to at the edge, and those small blue cards there, they will go overlapping the photo. And now I'm also layering a piece, like it's like a second focal piece on the page there at the top, so that I bring the orange to that blue piece, and I think that worked out perfectly. I will be using that branding strip quote under the photos, not like a title, but more like an embellishment and a fun thing. I wanted to use it, and it had also that nice pointing hand symbol that I really like. Or it's the hand holding the quill. And this is the foundation or the base of my page. As you know, if you've been following my channel for the last couple of months, I'm on a spending freeze, and it's starting to get to me. I'm so shopping. I want to shop. Not that I need anything really. I just want to shop. It's so fun to get new things and to choose and just get new fresh items in your stash. But I will stick to my commitment, and I will stay on the spending freeze until Christmas. I'm aware of the fact that there are some nice sales coming up, and we'll see if I find something that I really want to buy. Then I have a couple of like free cards if I come across a really nice sale that it's stupid to pass up on. I have I allow myself to buy something then, but I don't think that I will. Instead, I'll save my money and I will do some really nice shopping on the after Christmas sales after Christmas. And if I stay to this plan, I will treat myself to a Canon Selfie, a photo printer, because I think that it would be a really nice addition to my like power tool the collection, and it would also mean that I can scrap photos that I have just taken. Now I mostly I order photos online, and I do that every 6th week or every 2 months, something like that. And sometimes you want to scrap now photos that you've just taken. Back to this layout. Now I have been drawing with pencil like these tiger, almost like triangles or stripes, going from the edge of the paper and into the page. And this is the pattern that my daughter has on her bathrobe. And before I made this, I thought that this layout was a bit plain. It didn't have an edge, or it didn't have anything that was special, and I really wanted it to be special. So since I had this pattern going on in the photos, and I even have it in 2 photos and it's almost the same photo, I wanted it to be on the page as well. And it was not something complicated. I just drew these like triangles, or really like narrow triangles, and I filled in those spaces with black acrylic paint. And it was hard to get the edge really crisp and clear, so when the paint had dried, I went over the edge with a Sharpie pen just to make it smooth and crisp against the background. And that was a really good idea, because it turned out really well after that. And this was fun. So this is totally the thing that makes this page special. Now I also wanted to make a title, and my mat for the Silhouette Cameo, it is going on, I think it's 8 months, and it is starting to get very not sticky. And when I ordered my last order from Scrapbook back in June, I remember that I bought 2 new cutting mats, because I thought that was really a wise thing to do, because the old mat was already then starting to get less sticky, and I had problems just getting small pieces of paper to stick, especially when feeding it through the silhouette. It jammed, because it was the paper came off from the mat during the cutting process. So I knew that I had to buy a new mat, and so I ordered 2, but then I lost them. How can one person possibly lose those huge mats in a cupboard? You know, I don't have a huge room for my supplies. I have a cupboard, and it's got a couple of shelves and 2 like drawers, and I started to just question if I had really bought them, because I looked everywhere and they were nowhere to be found, and that was so odd. And I even started checking at the receipt that I had got for my order, and I knew they were there somewhere in my home. I had 2 brand new cutting mats, and when I finally stopped looking, because I started to just think that I had been throwing them out, or they got stuck in the box and I throw them out. But then when I stopped looking, I found them, and I must have looked for kind of the wrong like the wrong color or the wrong size or the wrong appearance in any way, because they were just right there between papers in my cabinet, and I just, you know, I thought it was so strange. But now I found them, so I have actually started using a new fresh cutting mat. and it works like a charm. I have still not needed to replace the blade, and I think that it's super perfect. I was afraid of the cost for keeping the machine going, but it's been no issue. Perfect. It cuts very well every time. Now I have written or spelled the title. It's Solkatt, which means reflection of the sun, and I think it's a perfect title for this page. With small letter stickers I have written cheesecake and strawberries, heart, 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 and it's like the journaling on this page as well. Here are some close-ups, and I hope that you have enjoyed this process video, and I hope to see you soon here in my channel again. Take care. This is Åsa. Bye.